CIMA. A lot of people are confused. They're calling this CIMA the same as the Indian CMA or the US CMA. So again, in this video, guys, we are going to break it down, make it very clear as to what the CIMA qualification is, the value of it in India and overseas, and whether it's the right course for you. So before I jump into it, if this is the first time you're visiting this channel, please do click subscribe. We make a lot of videos like this to help you make a career decision in the field of finance and accounting. CIMA, the Chartered Institute of Management Accounting, based out of UK, but considered the global standard for management accounting qualification. Now, we made a lot of videos on the US CMA as well as the Indian CMA. So please do have a look at these before you take a call on either of them. And if you would like us to make a clear comparison video between CIMA, Indian CMA and US CMA, leave the comments down below. And if enough of you all wanted, we'll definitely create this video. First things first, eligibility criteria for CIMA. You can actually do it after 10th, and in that case, you'll have to appear for 4 levels. But most students in India pursue this post-grade 12. When you pursue post-grade 12, the first level, called the certification level, gets exempted for you. So for all of you all who are going to pursue this post-grade 12, you have to appear for 3 levels in CIMA, which is the operation, management, and strategic level. Now, coming to the academic structure, like I mentioned, these are the 3 primary levels for most of you all. So for most of you all, right, each level has 3 exams each plus an additional case study. Now, the case study for all these 3 levels are going to be mandatory. So for all of you all who've given grade 12, right, as you can see, you all have to give 3 levels: operation, management, and strategic. Each of these have exams within them as well as a mandatory case study. Now, if you're a graduate, by the way, you get the operational level exempted as well, but the case study becomes mandatory. And if you're a chartered accountant or an ACCA, you get all these exempted, except that you have to give the 3 mandatory case studies, and you are eligible for the CIMA certification. Now, when it comes to the duration, CIMA, it can take you anywhere between 1 to 3 years, depending on how many exemptions you want, as well as how quickly you are going to be clearing each of these exams. The exam attempt in the exam for the non-case study exams is on demand. You can give these exams anytime in the year. In fact, CIMA was one of the first bodies in the world to adapt from paper pen exams to actually computer-based exams. They have that for, going for themselves, that they're pioneers when it comes to computer-based exams. The case studies, you have to appear for them in a quarterly attempt, which goes from Feb, May, August, as well as November. Finally, when it comes to the paper pattern, the case studies are completely subjective, whereas the rest of the exams are completely objective. And the passing rate on an average is 70%, which means you need to score 70 on 100 to clear these exams, and each of these exams on a 150 mark exam. Finally, when it comes to the passing rate, this is the key for CIMA students. The passing rate for CIMA is one of the highest in the world, where the first level is approximately 80% globally, and the rest taper down to approximately 40 to 50%, which means if you average it out, CIMA students end up clearing the exams 1 out of 2 on an average. This is a global rate. If you further have direction and training on them from the right kind of people, I'm assuming you can easily clear these exams. Well, not easily, but you have to put in the effort, but you will be able to clear these exams in the first go. When it comes to the opportunities, guys, now this is one of those things, right? When we started Zell, ACCA and CIMA were both quite neck to neck back in 2015. Because I had pursued ACCA, we launched Zell with ACCA. We have not seen CIMA rise at the same level as that of ACCA. That being said, I do have a lot of companies who specifically are asking us for CIMA opportunities, which means if you pursue CIMA, don't get discouraged because many people don't know it. There are enough companies which are looking for CIMA candidates specifically. Over and above that, there is opportunity overseas. Again, whether you talk about UK or any other primary country you'd want to go to, you'll have to do your research. But CIMA as a qualification is quite out there, and they are growing year on year in terms of the number of candidates that they have, number of members that they have. And finally, the fee structure. So the fee structure is a little complicated. I'm just going to make it simple, guys. What you have to pay the CIMA body and for your training, right? We've seen that totally it will range, the total CIMA cost or investment for a student will range anywhere between 3 to 4 lakhs, which will include everything, the exam fees as well as the training fees per exam. And of course, every time you have an exemption, you can take a calculated assumption on how much lesser fees you'll have to pay for actually clearing the CIMA exam. So more or less, again, it's quite competitive when it comes to, it's slightly on, you can assume it's slightly on the premium side when you compare it to the average of all other finance and accounting qualifications ranging from ACCA, CFA, CPA, CMA, and including CA. CIMA sort of is right up there, maybe on the higher end of this average. But I keep telling all our students, all the people who are inquiring, that the fees, while it's super important, these are the least amount that you'll end up paying as a professional qualification when you compare it to an MBA, because A, you can earn in this while you learn. You can start it early on, whereas MBA has both these sort of going against them, where MBAs you have to wait till you at least have completed your bachelor's. If you want to get in the top ones, you'll have to put extreme effort, and then once you get over there, your 1 to 2 years are almost completely full-time on the campus, barring of course online MBA, part-time MBA, etc. Lastly guys, CIMA has a few other advantages where there is cross exemptions, which means if you complete CIMA, then and you appear for, let's say, ACCA, out of 13 exams in ACCA, you get 5 exempted, and so on and so forth. So I think this covers the gist of what CIMA is for you guys. If this video makes sense to y'all and y'all would like us to create specific videos for y'all, leave this in the comments, and if you have found any form of value in this video, leave us a like, and we'll see you in the next video.